And we back, and we back, and we back, and we back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SAUNAIE. If you're new here, welcome to the tribe. This is a space where we talk about real life. We talk about personal growth, mental health, discipline, and leveling up as individuals, especially in a world that loves to distract us. If you know, like me, I try to eliminate my distractions on a daily basis. And if you've been rocking with me, you already know what time it is. I just want to thank you for pulling up again for another episode. Today's topic is very personal for me because I've been through this more times than I can count. And I'm really trying to, as the old heads say, nip this in the butt. But really trying to eliminate this. And it's really that negotiating with myself. I know we all go through it. I've been through it all week, negotiating about doing this, doing that, and not really becoming successful at my negotiations. And I know I'm not the only one. You ever set a goal, you hype yourself up, get everything ready to follow through, and then when it's time to show up, you're like, you have those internal conversations with yourself. You start like, oh, maybe I can push it till tomorrow. I had a long day. I'll make it for it later. That sound familiar? Yeah, been dealing with that all week, and that combo right there is what keeps a lot of people stuck. And let's be clear, this isn't just a personal problem; it's a human problem. Statistically, according to the study from the University of Scranton, 92% of people who set New Year's goals never actually achieve them. And one of the main reasons they negotiate with themselves. The moment it gets inconvenient, that means out of every 100 people, only 8 are really sticking to their goals. If you don't decide to be in that 8%, you automatically fall into 92% by default. And I'll tell you something that I've learned. Discipline ain't about willpower. It's about structure. The more options you give yourself, the more likely you choose the easiest one. For example, it's like saying you're going to wake up early to work out, but you don't set your clothes out the night before. You leave your phone by your bed. You don't have a plan. So when that alarm goes off, now you're negotiating. And let's be real. We all go through this. The comfort of your bed wins most of those battles. And I bet you're thinking, yeah, that's me. I had a goal this morning to wake up, hit the gym early, but my bed just had me in a chokehold. Or you was like, I'm going to wake up early and go for a run, or wake up early and meditate, or wake up early and read. But did you set up that routine the night before? Like that morning routine always starts the day before, the night before. For this example, did you set out your clothes the night before to prime yourself for a great morning? And that's what had to start doing myself, is really like, all right, what's my morning routine? Okay, my morning routine is this. So I prime myself the night before to make sure my morning routine is on point. So if I'm going to the gym early in the morning, I make sure my workout clothes is out. I make sure my phone isn't by my bed. And the reason for that is when you have your phone by your bed, it's easy to hit snooze. Now imagine your phone is plugged up in your bathroom or plugged up in your living room. You hear that alarm will go off. You're not going to hit snooze. You got to get up and silence it, right? So it's like you're already up. So that gives you that momentum to keep going throughout the day instead of going back to bed. And I bet you're wondering, so how do you stop negotiating with yourself? Well, that's what I'm here for. And that's what this episode's about. And let's break it down. Number one would be create non-negotiables. Decide ahead of time what's non-negotiable in your life. For me, waking up early, getting that workout in, and protecting my mental space is my non-negotiables in my morning routine. Hit the gym. After the gym, I meditate, or I meditate before, whatever it may be. And those are my non-negotiables. There's no debate, no internal combos. It's happening regardless of how I feel. Because let's all be honest. If you leave it up to how you feel, you'll fold every time. I'm speaking from experience. Discipline is about deciding in advance who you want to be and then moving like that person. It's that identity that you want to become. Number two, we catch the conversation early. That moment when you start making excuses or reasoning your way out of something you promised yourself, catch it. Self-awareness is a skill. The quicker you can recognize that internal negotiation happening, the easier it is to shut it down. And if you're honest, you already know how those combos go. It's like clockwork. So start calling yourself out in that moment. And number three would be stack wins, not pressure. Too many of us try to overhaul our life in one day. That's why most people burn out. Instead, stack the small daily wins. These wins create momentum, and that momentum builds confidence over time. And confidence makes it easier to stay disciplined. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent enough to create a standard you refuse to drop beneath. And here's some stats that I came across. A study from the American Psychological Association found that people who build habits gradually with small, consistent actions are 78% more likely to stick with them long term compared to those who try to make big, drastic changes overnight. So if you needed the proof, there it is. Small wins matter. And I'll be real with y'all. I used to be terrible at this, trust me. There were days I tell myself, oh, I'll do those calls later. Oh, I'll work out tomorrow. Oh, I'll meal prep next week. Next thing you know, a week turns into a month, and now I felt guilty and behind. What really changed for me was deciding that the person I wanted to become didn't negotiate. He just did the work. And once I shifted my identity, the actions followed. So moving forward, no more negotiating with yourself. Set your non-negotiables, catch that conversation early, and stack your small wins. Because every time you feel like, oh, I don't want to do it, your feelings will always override your standards. You weaken your future, but every time you choose discipline over comfort, we build strength, resilience, and self-respect. So just keep that in mind. And if you're having a hard time, let's say, coming to a resolution with that self-negotiation, a book that I highly recommend you should read is Atomic Habits by James Clear. That is my all-time favorite book. And when it comes to creating the habits and that identity of who you want to become, that book is perfect for you, and it helps you with a step-by-step on how to stack up those small wins over time. And another book I recommend is The Compound Effect. That's very critical when it comes to you building those habits too, because everything is just compounded on top of each other. Getting those 1% better every day, these two books will help you out when it comes to shifting your identity, creating those habits for yourself, ending the self-negotiations. And I personally recommend them because I know they will help you, and they changed my life. I continuously read them periodically throughout the year just to get some fresh tips and knowledge from those books. But I appreciate y'all for listening to SAUNAIE. And this message hit you today, do me a favor. Text it to a homie, a friend, a coworker. Drop it in your group chat. I know we all in group chats. It's just doing me a favor and just helping out the next person, paying it forward. Or even a post on your IG story. Help somebody else, because we all deal with that negotiating with ourselves when it comes to certain things, certain habits we're trying to create. With that being said, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Day one or one day. The choice is always yours. Until next time, peace, love, and discipline. Stay solid. I'll be back with y'all again next week with SAUNAIE. Peace. Enjoy y'all weekend.